Hey everybody, thanks for pressing play. In this video we're looking at this car here. This is a 2017, it's a Honda CRV and it's what's called an S model. Brian's my name and we are Fitzpatricks Garage, a family run business in operation for almost 70 years and I've been working here since 2007. If there's any information you want on this car, 086 843 1945, call, text, WhatsApp, whatever suits, and I'll be happy to run through information on the car. Excuse me. Or information on trading in your car or scrapping a car or finance or whatever you want to know. This particular example is a one owner car from new and it's got a service history as well, and when we sell this car we're going to supply the car, it'll be registered in Irish plates, it's going to have an NCT and it's going to have a warranty for 12 months as well, and we always do a very comprehensive pre-sale service on every vehicle as well. Let me just show you some of the things I like on these cars. In terms of styling, I think these CRVs actually are going to age really well because they're a car that was a little bit rarer when they were brand new. There's so many other cars like Tucsons and Sportages and Qashqais and all that stuff, but the CRV unfortunately was a little bit more expensive, but for that reason there's less of them around. And I suppose what I'm referring to is if you look at a CRV, there's like 10 or 15 years old these days, it's still a pretty fresh looking car. Things that are quite nice on them, if you look along here, they've got these big daytime running lights along there and they kind of link down onto the grille, so you got this chrome grille. You see the way the lights kind of mimic the shape down along through there, and similarly you have these shapes along here as well. But it's all kind of nice and congruent overall. So you got silver here, you got some chrome here, black sections here, and there's more brushed aluminium along the bottom. So the front of the car, like when you actually start to look at the amount of detail that's on the front of it, I think it's a nice looking vehicle. It's a big kind of tough front end. Wheels on this S then are a 17-inch alloy wheel, and just to complement, we'll say, the brushed aluminium on the front, on this particular one we fitted these really nice side running steps. So I find in Jeep sometimes you have the front end of the car and then you have the rear end, and then they're kind of high in the middle or something like that. So what I like about these side running bars is they complement, we'll say, the way they're silver. They complement silver that's on the front and you see on the back of the bumper as well. And it just kind of finishes the car. And I always found over the years, like I've got a bit of a fetish at this stage for side steps. Nearly everything I sell seems to have side steps on them, but I just think it's much better looking with them. The car is more complete looking. It looks more like a Jeep. The thing I always liked in CRVs, see the way there's chrome up here, and then there's brushed aluminium down here. With the step, more brushed aluminium along here, but again chrome up along here, which is on the higher part, and then moving around to the front of the car, again more brushed aluminium down through here, and then chrome up in the higher part. So overall then you get kind of chrome up in the high sections and brushed aluminium on the bottom sections. And some CRVs come with black wheels, but on this silver one, this one actually has on this silver car it has a silver wheel as well, which on this silver car I think actually works a lot better than having a black wheel. So anyway, there's small details, but when you actually start looking at them it really adds up. This car also has privacy glass on the rear, which is quite dark, and it looks quite nice as well, and you really notice the difference on that. When you've got young kids yourself, you really start to see the advantage of having a dark tint on a car. It's quite easy to see out through, it looks nice, but it does provide protection for kids. So as you can see, I think it's a really nice looking car, but I always like these. I'm totally biased. They're a damn good car. Sold a lot of these cars, they go well for people, and I suppose you've seen it's a stylish looking car, but let's have a look at some of the pragmatic reasons that people buy them. They're a big out car in terms of parking, but this one has parking sensors, so they'll make noise when you're going backwards when you get too close to something, and the boot is gigantic in these cars. Let's have a look. One of the main reasons that people love these cars compared to some of the other SUVs is the boot's absolutely gigantic. It's really, really big. It's got under here a large space saver wheel, and if you want those rear seats, they actually fold down. So if you pull this lever and pull this lever here, the seats will drop down and you end up with a really large load area. Like, I mean, if you have anything awkward you want to transport, this is going to be very, very useful. In terms of the rear of the car then, there is 3 head restraints along here, there's 3 3-point safety belts, there's ISOFIX on this side, there's ISOFIX on the other side, and there's an armrest as well in the centre with a drinks holder too. The door here then, there's going to be a child lock along here, there's electric window back here and that can be child locked too, and then there's a speaker down through there. And it's a low mileage car, so in terms of the condition on the inside, it's pretty nice. Size in the back, if I sat behind myself, this is the headroom that I have, and then the leg room is quite good, and I'm sitting behind myself at about 6 foot. And like I talked about as well, the privacy glass is quite good, really handy with kids, but looks nice as well, I think. And when you're sitting in the car, this is the kind of view that you're going to have looking forward. Sometimes people ask about the steps, are they useful for getting in and out of the car? They're really decorative more than anything else. It's not that they won't take any weight, they will, but it's kind of no use, because by the time you put your foot here, to step up onto that, it just wouldn't be a natural movement. So they are just completely decorative really. In terms of the front of the car, safety wise, a couple of small things: driver's airbag, passenger airbag, curtain airbags up high, side of the seat on both sides has side impact protection, and all these doors will have side impact protection beams for side impact. Other thing I forgot to mention, there is kangaroo pockets for storage in behind these seats as well. Moving into the front of the car, there is electric through windows and mirrors, there is a height adjustable driver seat, and it's got lumbar support for the lower area of your back. And again, the interior on the car, because it is a low mileage example, it's in nice condition throughout. Sitting in the car then, we're going to go for a drive in the car anyway, so we're going to see the nice driving position you get. But just before we do, controls over here, cruise control with a speed limiter. There is information in here, average speed, fuel efficiency, any of that kind of information, and also warnings. The warnings on the car in this case are one of three. This is a warning for turtles, and what it means is you're extremely low on fuel, so please refuel. The second one is tire pressure monitor, so it just means that one of the tires is slightly off pressure, and then one of them is to say that the door is open. Over here then there's an iMid, so you see if I press that button it's changing the information up there. Clock, radio. What's handy about that is you can touch that and it's right in your eye line for the information that you need. The heating controls in the centre are very straightforward. Driver, passenger, front demister, rear demister. Speed up the fan, slow down the fan, where do you want the air to blow? So it's really straightforward. The radio, right? I know people love screens and all that kind of stuff, but I keep saying it on these. When I'm driving along and I just want to turn up my radio volume, it's so much easier. I'm getting old, yeah, I know, yeah. But it is way easier than it would be in a normal kind of touch and swipe. So don't knock it just because it hasn't got a big touchscreen. And that there then you can use to play a CD. You can also use to play USB and all that kind of stuff in through there. So there's power, there's auxiliary, and then there's USB in through here. And that is a sliding armrest along through there. And you know what's nice actually? I like this kind of carbon fibre effect trim along through there. And to be fair, I have to say condition overall on the car is in really nice condition in terms of the dash. In terms of driving these cars then, there's a nice elevated driving position. And one thing I really like in these cars is where the gear stick is. It's nice, it's high, and it's quite accessible and it's easy to use. So when you're sitting in the car, you'll find there's big mirrors, there's nice visibility all the way around. And then because it's an SUV, it's high off the ground, and that's what a lot of people like. But these are a 1.6, 120 horsepower engine with 300 newton meters of torque, so they really are no slouch. These cars briskly get from 0 up as far as 100 kilometers an hour, and they can actually tow up to 1.7 tons as well, which a lot of people don't realise. And it's also an engine that does up to 62 miles per gallon, but realistically probably about 50-55 miles per gallon. So anyway, there you go. That is our S DTEC Honda CRV 2017, 30,000 miles with the service history, so it's in nice condition throughout. If you want more information on the car, please do not hesitate to give me a shout. Brian is my name, 086 843 1945. If you want information on the car, if you want information on scrappage, if you want information about the warranty you provide, if you want information about just the car in general, or trading in a car maybe that's newer than the scrappage car, please do not hesitate to give me a shout. And like we're saying to you, I work here a long time and it's a family run business in operation for almost 70 years, so there's a good after sales service. Anyway, hopefully this car is of interest, and thank you for taking time to watch.